Round results. People squad 970. Not great. Let's be honest. We lost some ranks. We're still really finding it tough to get anywhere near that 1,000. And trades this week ended up being a little bit annoying for us. You see Nikora in the squad now. And Harrison Graham being played there. 27 for him, 25 for Russell. We didn't have to take his score, obviously. But you're hoping for a little bit better from obviously those. And Nikora and also Adam Fanua-Blake, 43 and 40. Very frustrating on that front. You obviously want another 10 or so from both of those guys would be good, and gets us closer to 1,000. And obviously having Graham there with the lower one hurt a little bit as well. So I suppose from there, really, we're missing like a Tedesco or a Latrell, those kind of guys getting the 50 plus. A very limited amount of really good scores, which we saw. Tohu Harris's 69 was kind of one of the, I suppose, pod plays that did well for us, and not having Payne Haas there, not having Lemuelu. Obviously hurts a little bit, not having Payne Haas's score. And, those teams that didn't have a couple of Broncos there or Lemuelu injured were able to really benefit coming into this week. And I did forget that, obviously, in our community comp, they just went top 4, do or die, and then straight into the grand final. So us losing last week was the end of us, unfortunately. So that's that in on that front. And we made our last 2 trades in the people squad. So looking into next week coming, we don't have Horsburgh, which is, if he's actually out, that's helpful. We don't have Teddy for that reason as well. He's going to be out, it looks like. So with Payne Haas returning, with Murray out basically, just from our south, I think we should have a really good week coming into round 26. And then if you're looking around 27, it's really only going to be Valence that we'll have out from that point, from like a non-Eels perspective. And then we've got Hopgood there. So now that we've traded out Moses and we've moved on for a bunch of those guys, I think the next 2 weeks, I still think we have a good chance there, round 27, to make up bulk ranks there, even with the lack of, the reduction of trades to 0. I think the next 2 weeks will probably be fine, and I'd imagine personally that the people squad will outdo my squad, just because they have an extra bunch of guys available, and still able to loop in certain scenarios. So we'll obviously wait to see if Lemuelu returns, and then we can make some decisions around that. So let me know in the comments, guys, if you're still watching. Obviously, thank you again. How your team's going and where you're at. What you think your numbers should be over the next few weeks. Over the next few weeks, there will be ideal. So, that's where we're at for the people squad. We'll leave that now. We'll head to my team, and then obviously the rankings and stuff from there. So a very, very strong week for myself there in round 25. Does anyone else have the same thing? Where there must be. My assumption is it's something to do with the 18th men, and if they're having them as a looper, they sit there as 0, and then they get their loopers score, like when they lift lockout. I'm not sure if that's the thing, but every single time lockout lifts, I lose a couple of ranks. So I was sitting at 57th last night, and then when lockouts lifted today, I lose another couple of ranks. And every single week, I either stay the same or I go worse in rankings, which is a little bit frustrating. So let me know if that's the same for you guys, or if you're one of those guys that's improving in ranks, because it just seems a little strange, obviously, there. But 1,068 is a really, really strong week for me. Sean Johnson and Garrick, my 2 guys under 40, and then Maxi King, the 44. So overall, very, very solid on that front. Drinkwater, the 62. Teddy, the 74. We had Hopgood, obviously, with Horsburgh. Isaiah Papali'i, unfortunately, lost 5 points overnight as well, or coming into last night. It was at 69 and then back to 64, which is frustrating, but a nice score, obviously, there from Manu as well. And it was just not copying one of the 25s, basically, was the big tick coming into this week. And now the worry is if we were to lose Garrick, Tedesco, Murray, Horsburgh, there's 4 out, so I'm down to 17 already. And then let's say Valence doesn't play. We've got Jesse Colquhoun doesn't play at 6. That means my one trade could get us to 16 players, and one of those 16 being Brennan Hands, the other being Will Penasini. And both up against the Panthers, which is a little bit frustrating. So let's hope that at least one of Horsburgh and Garrick are fine, and hopefully both, to be honest with you, because that one trade left is going to be pretty frustrating. So obviously very thankful for the improved in ranks down to 59, because I think we need it, because the next little bit is going to be tough for us. I think these last 2 rounds, as I said, People Squad should probably beat us out with the squad that we're going to be throwing up. 3 players of King, Penasini, Hands are going to be playing and will likely be short as well. And that 16th guy, who would we trade out then? If we find out that Garrick's done something bad, then he could be a full trade out. But really, we want it to be we probably want to be trading out like a Jesse Colquhoun with that 70 extra thousand, being able to purchase someone around that 360k mark or so. The question there lies as to who would be that type of selection at that price. There's not a lot there that we could really push for. That's going to help us at all. To be honest with you, we're already in a bit of strife there. We would. Do we sneak Harrison Graham? What do I need? 73. 71. That's sad. Anyway, so Colquhoun, the reason why we do that one obviously is because that would give us a player for this week and also next week. So if we need to play Hands, that's where we couldn't probably trade Hands this week if we have all those guys out. And then if I wanted to trade out one of like Teddy, Horsburgh, Garrick or Murray, that helps this week. Obviously, I'd get a better score for this week, but then I'd be one short coming into round 27 there. So I'd have to look at it and go, okay, do we hope for no more injuries? Horsburgh, Garrick and Drinky come back in round 27, and then I'm able to deal with that in round 27 if I trade one of those guys out, or do I trade one of these guys out, the Hands kind of combo, something like that, get someone that's going to play the next 2 weeks and try and have a little bit of a benefit this week, not a major benefit, but good for this week, and then really good in round 27 because I get all those top dogs back. That's probably the kind of thought I'd be looking at in my squad right now. In terms of rankings, we got Boozy still up top, Mr. Nige, 1,064. So most people did pretty solid up here, 1,095, 1,021 for Grant. Brenton caught up a little bit on Grant in that one. And then Rob in there at 5th, 1,059. So he's 40 behind. And then Kyle as well. Damien Cooked is just behind Robert. So top 6 is kind of fairly close. And then you've got 25 points behind the guys from there. So overall, looks like Nige should take the win down. It's really only Todd, I think, can win first from now, but needing to gain big ranks over the next few weeks. And he got big points over the next few weeks. He caught up another 30, but he's gonna have to do 70 plus for the last 2 rounds to be able to do that. So that's that. At this point, I had a really, really good round, obviously, for my head-to-heads, which was good. Business, unfortunately, has run out of trades and copped, I think he was playing like 15 or something. He had Sorensen and stuff as well, so really just copped it. Then had a really good week, obviously, sneaking home the win against AFG Gumby, who's ranking really well. Also got him by 40 points. So that means I'm into the final for both of those two, head-to-head and the Rudley's Consolation Cup. The Gargarov, I believe I am in the final as well. Is that correct? Oh no, we've got semis. Oh yeah, so we all go all the way to round 27, so I'm pretty cooked, I think. I play Daniel in the semis, and I'm not sure where he's at for trades and for guys that have just copped knocks, and I think that could really stop us over these next few weeks, to be honest with you there. So yeah, maybe it's best to have I don't know. Yeah, well, for head-to-head, it doesn't matter because you're saving trades. But for us that are playing both head-to-head and and also overall, we'd like it a little bit earlier, right? Round 25 final would be cool. Or round 26 is fine like these two. But this, finishing around 27 makes sense. It's like an overall players kind of group. But yeah, that's that there. Cool. So I actually took over the lead from Matty. Unfortunately, I had a bit of a tough week, 996. So I caught up 70 points on him. But overall, he's still doing great. 64th there. Has 2 trades remaining, so should be able to, I think, overtake me again over the next few weeks. So yeah, first time in the year I've first in the private group. Mr. Scoop ended up sneaking to 1,000 exactly. William and Matt both 996. So there's a few good scores in there. We had Ryan. He's come home with a wet sail. He was really, really high in the rankings early on the year and fell away a bit and has come back. But some decent scores across the board there. A few 1,060s. Will Ennis, who came 3rd last year, he got 1,081. He hasn't had as good of a season, obviously. 1,445, still solid at that there. That's the private group. And then the Cowboys official, I'm actually into 3rd, and then the Jamie Brown fan club into 2nd. So that's pretty fun in that one there. Revenge of the Broncos. How am I going in that one? Yeah, I won that one too. Oh, so I got Gumby in the semi for that as well. So I made the semis or the grand final in all my leagues, which is plenty of fun there. That's it. Talking League Cup, still 25th, so there's a lot of people in that one. 17th in mine. Yeah, well done to everyone who's in the top. It's a lot of the top ranking guys, obviously, that you see in that rankings list there. So that's that one, guys. Let me know your thoughts on my team, your squad, anything you want to know, any questions you want to ask. Get around it. See you later, guys. Thank you.